Hey, morning, Andrew. Just saw or heard about rather the directive that came from the National Hockey League regarding some of the different new protocols that are going to go in place. But I'm just kind of curious with not, being allowed to come to the rink until an hour 45. How much of a change is that for you? Were you one of those guys that loves to be at the rink 3 to 4 hours before a game, or is this something that's easily adaptable for you?
No, that's not easily adaptable. I've already had a few phone conversations regarding that this morning. Really, really unhappy with that part of it. Some of the protocols obviously in place by like the virtual meetings, the spreading out guys in the room. I really understand that part, but only being not being allowed in the facility until an hour 45. I mean, we got guys that show up here before 4 o'clock for a 7 o'clock game. So um, it's getting your mind right, it's getting your body right to put out the best possible product for the fans, and trying to lower injury as much as possible. And I mean, this is pretty much the only place we're allowed to come. We're not supposed to go to each other's houses. We're not going to each other's we're not going to restaurants. We're not pretty much doing anything. So the one place that we've made a safe space is the locker room and the rink. And now, we're here in the morning for 3 hours, 4 hours. We're going to be at the rink for another 4 or 5 hours tonight at least. I don't see what the difference is between, a 5:15 and 4:15 entrance for guys. So really upset about it. Really upset how that's going to work out. But with that said, everyone's got to deal with it. So we'll be fighting that one for sure. And we're taking all the proper precautions. You know what I mean? Like everyone's wearing a mask up until they go on the ice, even when we're working out in the gym, which isn't really part of the protocol. That's just something that we've done. Is pretty much no one's wearing a mask while they're working out. We're staying 6 feet apart. We're sanitizing everything. We're doing everything possible so that we can put, a product on the ice for us to be proud of and for fans to watch the game of hockey. So, and time at the rink goes into that. Like you need to put time in to get ready for a hockey game. You might say, well, what do you need it more than an hour for? Well, there's a lot of prep work that goes into these games and a lot to mentally get your mind right to go into an NHL hockey game and to prepare yourself and your teammates to go out there together. So really, really upset with that. And that'll be fought for sure in the next few days.
We'll go next to Mike McIntyre from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Gregor. Thanks, Andrew. Just on that point, Andrew, you were part of the negotiating committee here. I guess some of the anger that maybe the NHLPA wasn't, I assume you guys weren't consulted on this. Was this just a league directive that kind of took everybody by surprise, or was there some input from players?
No, I don't know the exact how that process went down. There's no pointing fingers, at the PA or any of that. There might have been conversations and maybe I just wasn't a part of them, which obviously I'm 1 in 700 players or whatever it is. So, whether I was part of the committee or not, it kind of doesn't really have much to do with what just happened. But if the other 699 guys agree that we shouldn't be here till 5:15, that's what we're going to do. So obviously I have my opinion. Everyone else has theirs. And obviously the doctors are trying to do what's best for slowing, some of the spreads that have gone on in rooms. But, there's a line, like there's a line that we have to walk between, guys getting hurt and, not allowing guys in the rink until a certain time and putting a great product on the ice and allowing guys to have the sanctity of their game afternoon and game prep and slowing the spread. If we were just worried about the spread, we wouldn't be playing it at all 100%. You know what I mean? So it's there's a lot that goes into it, and obviously everyone's just trying to do what's best to get these games in it for the league. But I just feel like we have all these other protocols in place, and at least here we follow them pretty closely. That I think it's unfair, especially for I'm 26. The guys that are 36, older than that, they need time to get ready for hockey games, and you can't just show up and play. So that's, I guess, where I'm at. There's no back to your question though specifically. There's no pointing fingers at anyone in particular.
We'll go next to Ken Weeb from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weaver.
Thanks, Gregor. Morning, Andrew. Pivoting to the hockey side, what's it like for a player when you get that additional responsibility that you've been working looking for, on the ice the other night is the extra attacker and leading the group and forward group and ice time in the last couple of days. What does that mean for you mentally and personally?
Yeah, good. I mean, I like it's, it's, I guess, what I've worked for and what I want to continue to try and do. You know what I mean? I want to be trusted in every situation. Power play, penalty kill, 6-on-5, both ways. Whether I'm with, on a scoring line with Scheif or Stas, or whether I'm, going against the other team's best with Laus, is just try and do it to the best of my ability and just try and, prove that I can do everything that I'm asked of. So, I mean, I think it's a good step, but there's a long way to go before I solidify that and just want to continue to get better.
And final question to Ted Wyman from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Ted.
Thank you, Gregor. Andrew, obviously been a pretty busy schedule so far, going to be a busy schedule all year. What do those 2 days off coming up mean to you guys as a group?
Yeah, it'll be good. I mean, I think it's kind of weird. Like, we've had blocks of like 3 days, two blocks of 3 days now, which have been unusual, especially given how packed our schedule gets in March and April. So it'll be a good, another couple rest days before we really get into the meat of our schedule, which is very, very heavy in March.